This is how people get rich. Not exchanging time for money and then getting taxed the hell on it. That's how you stay broke. Matter of fact, here's the simple formula right here. Here's the simple formula between getting wealthy and going broke. It's real simple. You're into earned income, that gets taxed the highest, versus capital gains. Gets taxed one of the lowest. Then you have overhead. You're a chiropractor and you have overhead. So you have earned income, you have 50% overhead. So you're going to lose half your money because you got to pay your staff, your rent, your office facilities. Is that okay? Then you have to pay 50% in taxes. Then that's going to be your earned income. And then guess what you'll do? You'll go buy taxable, depreciating liabilities with monthly payments. And that's why you'll stay broke. Where in this formula did you change it? You got to change this formula. So there's a difference. If I had passive income and it was capital gains, that helps a lot. Well, what if I had passive income and there were no taxes? That's great. See? So the two categories up front here, you can change if you know what to do. Matter of fact, I'll even show you before this seminar's over how to make your associate doctor 100% tax deductible. That's powerful. So it costs you $6,000 to train. You're making $100,000 a year at 50% when they only see 80 visits, and it's 100% tax-free. How much money would you have had to made on your own? Like $16 million after overhead, earned income taxes, all that stuff. So all of these things makes a difference. Is this what's taught in public schools? No. What's taught in public schools? To do the absolute worst thing you can do. Go get a job, have earned income, and you're limited by it because you got a job. You're taxed the highest because it's earned income. And then you buy non-tax deductible items because you're not self-employed and you don't know how the taxes work. So you go buy a car and you're in a 25% tax bracket and the car costs $10,000. How much did that car cost with taxes?
40.
You had to pay another percentage on that, didn't you? See? And then the next year, how much is that car worth? And the next year, how much is it worth? And you're cutting a check every month called payments. And what are those payments coming from? Earned income. If you're a chiropractor, earned income before overhead, right? After overhead, after taxes, earned income taxes. And then you're buying a liability, a non-tax deductible. In other words, it's costing you $10,000. So instead of it costing you $10,000, you got to pay taxes on that $10,000. You're in a 50% tax bracket, add $5,000. It costs $15,000, not $10,000. A real simple example that I give to drive it home. Most people order a pizza every now and then. How much does your pizza cost? This is when it gets scary. You think it costs $20. Your pizza, you buy a large pizza, costs $17, you tip them $3. Okay? There's your $20. How much money did it take for you to pay for that $20 pizza?
Probably $40.
60.
60.
That pizza cost $60, not $20. See, if you thought like this, you would start spending different. You'd start acting different. Why did it cost 60? You had to make 60. 50% overhead to have 30. 50% in taxes to have 15. You're short $5. So it'd be 80, right? Cost you 80. 50% overhead to have 40. 50% taxes to have 20. So he had to make $80 that day for your $20 pizza. And the next day, what kind of an asset do you have? Fertilizer.
So quick question.
What I'm trying to do is show you a few really simple columns. Earned income versus capital gains income versus tax-free income. Do you have overhead or not? Is it earned income or capital gains? Is the purchase, so that's how you get the money. Now when you spend it, is it taxable or non-taxable? If it's taxable, you're paying more money on it now. Is it an asset or a liability? Is it going to go up or down tomorrow and the day after? And then do you have monthly payments tied to it? That's why people stay broke. They have the income, they get 100% taxed on it, they buy a non-taxable item, so they have to pay more for it, but they don't realize it. And then they even use their credit card. Now they got a monthly payment with a depreciating liability. And that monthly payment, that $50 monthly payment, $100 monthly payment, how much do you have to work as a chiropractor to pay that $100 monthly payment for your credit card? $400. Why? You had to make $400 at a 50% overhead to have $200 at 50% taxes to have $100 to pay your $100 credit card. And you wonder why you're not getting ahead. See how this works? So each of these levers you have to change. Well, the more you know, the more you can change them. Okay? It's rare that it's all going to be 100% great. In other words, you get the money, it's 100% free. You buy it, and it's 100% taxable, and it's a great asset monthly. See, it's rare that you're going to have all of the levers line up. You want to get as many levers to line up as possible. You prefer to have, when you make your money, you prefer to know your taxes so you can deduct as much as possible so you can keep more of it. That's why you got to know taxes. Number two, when you get your money, you want to do everything you can to move it into a taxable asset. Or not taxable, tax deductible asset. Well, you got to learn taxes now. You got to learn the basics of taxes. You got to learn the basics of taxes. Then, is it going to be an appreciating asset or is it a non-taxable item? Well, that just cost you 50% more. Then, is it a monthly purchase versus a monthly asset? In other words, are you going to make money from that monthly now or are you going to pay money into it? Those are the categories you need to pay attention to.